Right, this is a very brief, short, sharp, brutal interview. I'm sitting with a lady and her relative. We've had a very brief meeting this morning. The particular lady in question doesn't want to be on camera for obvious reasons, and I understand that, you know, for reasons that no one needs to know about. And also her sister don't want to be on camera because it's personal and it's private. So it's going to be a vocal interview. We're sitting in my car, we've had some coffee. Didn't particularly want to be doing it in a restaurant or a cafe. It's not the most professional thing to do, is it? But people that watch my interviews know they're pretty raw, and it is what it is. There's no fancy studios and all that old bollocks. So the particular lady I'm sitting with is of the older generation, 50 something, and she's struggled with the drink for many years. Now, I'm not going to use her real name or her sister's real name, again, for personal reasons I don't need to go into. So for argument's sake, I'm going to call this lady Sharon, and her sister I'm going to call Sarah. It makes it quite simple for me to remember. Now, I'm going to ask Sharon some questions about her problem with drink. Make sure you speak up, Sharon, so people can hear it. Please feel free to comment, send your thoughts and comments. Be kind, because the woman's in fucking trouble. She's in deep. So she's reached out, not just because I've been on the internet, but she's reached out, come across me, and we've linked up, and we're going to try and put things right for her personal health, her family connections. Is shot to bits, and it ain't a fucking great place to be. So, cut to the chase. Sharon, just tell people briefly about yourself. Roughly, how long have you been drinking? You're an alcoholic. I'm going to use that word. It's quite a harsh word, but you know I'm right. How long have you been drinking? And what would you say is your average amount of drink through the week? Just give me a short intro about yourself. Answer them questions, Sharon.
When I'm on a bender, it goes on for about 4 days, and lots. I couldn't even count how much. And then I feel really depressed, and then I feel good after about 3 days, and I think it's right to start again, and that's how I live.
Right. And how many years? It hasn't got
nearly 40.
So you've been drinking nearly 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously you know you're an alcoholic, yeah?
Yeah.
You know you're an alcoholic. I'm not being rude and disrespectful by that. I'm just getting that quite clear. You probably already know that, but I'm just putting that word across so we know where we're at. Can I ask you something? We've had a long discussion, me, you and your relative. What has it actually brought to the table regarding drinking? There's a couple of things I want to ask you. Do you enjoy the drink? Number one. Number two, what has it brought to the table? And number three, has it caused you massive problems with your children?
Absolutely massive problems with my children. I don't enjoy it. I do it probably at the time, but when you're coming on that downer, I feel terrible. Yeah, just it's not good.
Have you ever thought about how your children, I won't go into specific detail about your children because it's private and confidential, but have you ever thought about how your children will think, knowing their mum's an alcoholic, knowing that you've told them the same bullshit over and over and over again, you're going to stop, you're going to start fresh? Do you not feel that a woman of your age now, that it's time to fucking make the change? Because otherwise, we know you're in deep, things are going to get worse. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I really want to stop. My daughters, they've heard it so many times. It's not good.
Why would you say, Sharon, why would you say that you haven't been able to stop? Is there any particular reason or not?
No. Just get a thought in my head and that's it.
And when we spoke in the coffee shop, you said to me, Martin, I don't enjoy the drink, number one, yeah?
Yeah.
And number two, I asked you what sort of usage of drink that you consume, and you rightly said that you get to a point when you black out. Is that the case? Absolutely.
I'll black out, and then I'll fall asleep, and then I'll wake up and I need that more drink. And that's how it goes on until about the fourth day, and I think I've had it now.
Do you ever feel that as a grown woman and a mother of children, I won't say how many, I don't need to, do you ever think for 1 minute that not only, I'm going to be careful how I say this because it ain't meant in a rude way, do you ever feel to yourself that you've let your children down as a mother, number one? Now, I know that you had a rocky ride regarding your relationship, but do you ever get feelings that when you've had a drink that you feel sorry for yourself and you blame others or not?
Yes, I do feel sorry for myself all the time, and I don't really blame others, but yeah, I do feel sorry for myself.
And is the reason why do you believe the reason why you drink is to take the edge off it, or you just can't answer? It's a difficult question for you to answer.
I don't even know. I don't know why I do it. It just, a thought comes in my head, and then that's it.
So for 40 years,
yeah,
you've been an alcoholic. Yeah. Would you say that you've actually been an alcoholic, without being rude, Sharon? Would you say you've been an active alcoholic for 40 years?
Yes.
And at no point at all, I know that you mentioned that you've been to AA, you've sought help in different places, you haven't connected for whatever reasons, it hasn't worked. Have you ever thought for 1 minute that wouldn't it be great for you and your family and for your peace of mind to stop drinking, stop upsetting yourself, causing carnage with others? Have you not ever considered that on a serious note?
Absolutely, and I have tried many times, but I promise from today, that's it.
Well, the thing is, you know, this interview, obviously, it's a short interview. Now, the reason why Sharon has said that, because I'm going to try my best again to work with this lady. You know, she's got a very interesting story. She's an old school generation woman. You know, she's good stock. She's just got lost, like many others, and it's fucking so sad to see it. Now, Sarah's her sister in the back. Make sure you speak up, Sarah. Sarah, how many times would you say you've heard your relative say she's going to knock the drink on the head? How many times have you heard it?
Oh my God, I couldn't even count. 5,000 or more. Every time she has a drink, I drink.
Right, so basically, sorry, I just put the windows up. So basically, it's pissing down the rain, but basically, Sarah is saying that her sister has told her, how many times would you say you've heard that, Sarah?
Every time she has a drink, so at least once a week.
So over the last 40 years, you've heard your relative promise